Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and I'm so glad I'm doing this video. It's a video that I didn't think I'd be making. Who'd have thought the Bulldogs were going to beat the Sydney Roosters? Throughout the week when I did my tips and predictions video, I think I predicted the Roosters to win by at least 50. I thought after them losing to the Dragons, I thought they'd be embarrassed, and I thought this team is too good to lose 2 weeks in a row, especially to two teams like the Dragons and the Bulldogs. So I thought for sure Roosters were going to come out and they're going to absolutely annihilate us. Instead, we put in a hell of a performance. Matt Burton was man of the match in my opinion. Addo Carr right up there as well. Actually, probably Addo Carr man of the match. 2 individual tries. Matt Burton got them home. Flanagan was very good. Dufty was very good. In fact, the whole team was very, very good. We did it without the captain as well. Now, there's no secret that the Roosters are not playing anywhere near up to scratch compared to what they normally would or what you would expect them to do. This year, they just haven't been able to hit the ground running, and they haven't really been able to pick up the pieces either. Tedesco is trying his ass off, I will say. Tedesco is single-handedly carrying that side. Manu had been as well. He had been carrying them, but last night was very, very quiet. Aaron Short was all over him, which is why I love right at the end when Suaalii went over and scored from a forward pass, I will say. Forward pass and obstruction. So many calls referees weren't making. I was losing my mind. I was absolutely livid the fact that this try was awarded. And then when they were going through and they were clearing the Burton obstruction, which they give that every single time, I was like, what is going on? Like, the NRL has lost their damn mind. Then I realized, oh, this is the Bulldogs playing and this is the Roosters losing. We can't be having the Roosters lose. So they tried their best, the referees, and the flick pass from Manu, but the only thing he did the whole game, I think he only had like 3 or 4 runs. I think they said with like 10 minutes ago, he had 3 runs. So maybe he ended up with 4 or 5 because he did try at the end. But that forward pass was definitely a forward pass. Even in the lead up to the try before that, there was a knock on, there was a forward pass. Like, I seriously could not understand what was happening with these referees, especially considering like the last time the Roosters had the ball before, they caught a forward pass on something that probably wasn't really forward. It was just a pretty standard sort of pass, whereas this one was so blatant in the lead up to a try, and it just shows how much of a fast these referees are, and it shows how much of a fast like the bunker is at times. Like we saw for the match-winning no try, we saw them go ahead and clear something that they never clear any other time, including like games throughout the round. The same round, they looked at it. The bunker is independent, but it's all the same ones looking at the footage and assessing the footage, and yet they were there. And then even the voiceovers make them sound stupid because they started saying like, all right, they're about to take the try away, and then all of a sudden, like there was a massive silence, and they're like, we're moving on. So it's like, mate, what is happening? What is happening? Are they just not even sure themselves up in the bunker? Do they get a last-minute phone call from the NRL, or more likely a little phone call from Nick Politis saying, "Do not take this try away"? But hey, it's exactly what happened. Once they got to the foot being out, there was no way they could rig that one. So look, I will say I'm very adamant. I was so annoyed with the NRL. They were definitely trying to rig that game, in my opinion. I don't want to get all conspiracy on you guys, but there was something going on there, and we've seen it in games in the past where teams that aren't supposed to win and they get in a position to win, just some weird calls seem to go against them, especially to top sides and sides that shouldn't need these sort of calls, and they end up getting them. But look, I can talk about the calls all day. Like, I feel like we can all talk about referees all day and how from one game to another there's completely different rules and regulations and that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to talk about the referees anymore. You already know my thoughts. Absolutely piss poor, but we've all known that for ages. What I want to talk about is the effort from the Bulldogs. Your captain's out, Jackson's out, he's out due to COVID. Brett Naden pulls out because he had a baby. So you got Ockenball coming in, which every time the ball was anywhere near him, apart from when he scored the try, I will say, but every time the ball was near him, I was like, oh my god, he's going to drop the ball, he's going to score tries. And so they didn't score one single try. Actually, they did score 1 try from the kick, but once again, shouldn't have been a try anyways. But we're not going to talk about that. But Ockenball was actually fairly solid. I don't know if it's a case of he wasn't named, and because he wasn't named, he came in last minute, less pressure, less time to target. But I don't know, man. The Roosters, they are so far off the mark. It is actually crazy. Like, I had them tipped to win the premiership. I had the Eels right up there too, and they got towed up last night. What's going on with Jacob Arthur and Dylan Brown and all that? But yeah, some of these sides that I thought were going to be a lot better are just so far from it, and they're not even close. And then you got teams like Penrith and the Storm, who I thought would drop off a little bit just because they've been good for so long. I thought this is the year they might drop off, and they've gone to another level. So just shows you how unpredictable the NRL is at times. I mean, look at the Warriors. Got beat by 70 last week, or ended up getting beat by 50 or whatever it was, but had 70 points put on them. come out and win. You've got Dragons and Tigers who both been winning as of late, taking on each other today. Bulldogs just got a win. Like, it's crazy. Cowboys beat the Eels. Who saw that coming? I suppose a fair few people would have, actually. Cowboys going pretty well. But going into this season, you definitely would have tipped the Eels. So I don't know, this is a very, very unpredictable season, this one so far, apart from Penrith and Storm. They're like your go-tos that you're like, yep, they're definitely going to win. Apart from that, every team seems to be able to beat anybody, and that includes the Bulldogs beating the Roosters. Didn't think it was going to happen. Like I said, I just thought they were going to get beat by 50. I thought Dragons just beat them. There's no way they're losing 2 in a row. There's no way they're not going to hit back. And they didn't. And that's with all of the big guns there. This isn't a case of, oh, this guy's out and this guy's out and this guy's just returning from injury. No, they've had the same side for the last couple of weeks and they are still playing like shit. I know Tupou was the only one who was out. And even then, they just chucked in Nagama and they chucked in Suaalii as well. So, still a very, very good side. And the Bulldogs really handled them pretty comfortably up until probably the last 15 minutes or so, and that's just when the nerves kick in, especially for a team who doesn't normally win, who's coming last. So you take on a team like the Roosters, you expect them to do something. It's exactly what they did. They fired up. Tedesco was trying his guts out. For all the talk about Tedesco being done and Kira being done and all that sort of stuff, Tedesco ain't it. Tedesco's still good. I think I wrote him off, but yeah, Tedesco is still there. Kiri's like, I don't know, that Kiri-Walker combo is just not gelling at all. And then you got Verrills one week and then Connor Watson's there one week. And that's probably the one position they're sort of unsure of, and that's the hook position. And I think, obviously, they've signed next year Brandon Smith, but right now for the Roosters, that is definitely a point of concern in terms of them going forward. Verrills won him a comp. It's going to take a little bit of time for him to get back up to scratch, but you got Connor Watson there as well. But when he's back, I'm not sure who you go with. Do you go with Verrills, who's won a premiership, but still doesn't have much experience? He kind of just came in and won the premiership, essentially, and then didn't play since then. Or you got Connor Watson, who's been around for a little while now, has never really found a position, though. So who do you persist with? Do you go with Watson? Do you go with Verrills? For the Bulldogs, Kyle Flanagan has been so good since coming into the side. Not that he comes in and just dominates games or anything, but he just adds that little bit of leadership into the side that we lack. Even you guys, forwards, they finally feel like they know what they're going to do. Pangai has got the offload there. He's running hard. Paul Vaughan's been pretty good. Thompson's been pretty decent. Even like the back rowers, like some of the other guys like Waddell and that, they're just doing their job. I loved Max King at lock. It feels like we finally have some purpose with our runs rather than just sort of running one out and then trying to kick it with Burton. Now we've actually got some direction. So I'm really liking where the Bulldogs are going, which it's weird considering like just how different 1 week and one win can make things, because if we come out and we had lost this game, I probably would have been sitting here saying like they've got no idea, Barrett needs to go, Phil Gould can go as well, or something like that. But instead, Phil Gould is the master. He is the king of Belmore. Love you, Phil. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you for saving us this week. Next couple of weeks are going to be important for the Bulldogs, though, especially in terms of not getting the wooden spoon. I didn't think we'd be talking about the wooden spoon this year, but here we are again. But we do have some pretty decent games coming up. I think we've got like the Raiders, Knights, and Tigers, Dragons, I think, as well. So all winnable games next week in Canberra. No Jack Whiten for the Raiders. They just come off another loss as well. So we've got two sides who aren't exactly having the best of years. So I think this is a very winnable game. As for the Roosters, where they go, I think they'll get a lot better. I really do think they'll get a lot better, but still not seeing good signs. Like when they had this sort of run a couple of years ago when they signed Cronk and they signed Tedesco, you knew that they at least had signed Cooper Cronk, who had just come off winning a premiership, has won numerous premierships. He's a leader, one of the best halfbacks of all time. And yet Tedesco, who was the current New South Wales fullback, probably was next in line to be the Australian fullback. You knew you had some great signings, whereas this time there's no real sign. There's like no reason for them to not really be gelling at this point. It's not like they've signed a whole bunch of players. They got a lot of players back from injury, but they were guys who've all played together. So them all coming into the side, like it is strange how poorly they're playing. And it's probably the biggest test for Trent Robinson since they came last and had all those injuries. So look, for the Roosters, I think they are on the up. I think they will hit back eventually, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be this game. I thought Bulldogs were going to be getting smashed, and I thought I wasn't going to be sitting here talking about how good Josh Addo Carr is and how good Burton is. We'll say I did have Addo Carr as an anytime try scorer. I had him to multi, so it didn't matter, but I did pick him to score a try. So I thought the Bulldogs were going to at least score a couple tries, but didn't expect them to win. But guys, let me know in the comment section below what were your thoughts on the Bulldogs game. Did you see it coming? Did you go to the game? Are you a Roosters fan? Are you disappointed? Are you just an NRL fan in general who's excited to see the Roosters lose? Plenty of fans out there want to see the Roosters lose, including me. So there you go. That one was for the good guys. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, make sure that you use the notification bell. Don't rely on the sub boxes. Use the notification bell and never miss any of my videos. Also, you gotta go ahead and give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen now. It's Mr. Luke on YT for the most part. My face looks Mr. Luke, but everything else, including Snapchat, including TikTok, is Mr. Luke on YT. Give me a follow, give me an ad Also, become a member of the channel. We have included a new tier. So there is sort of like an introductory tier. It's $5. You also have the $10 and $20 one. Depending on the tier, depending on the levels, you get different perks. You get emojis. You can play me on Rugby League Live 4, get exclusive streams and stuff. I will say the exclusive streams are basically just sort of introductions to the actual streams. At least for now, but I'm on holidays. I get back soon, so I can start ramping things up a little bit. But become a member of the channel. Click on the link in the description below. It'll take you directly to where you sign up. So just click on that little link. It'll take you there, sign up, become a member. It helps out the channel majorly. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up things here. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more content on the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. See yous.